The Galactic Military Academy's lecture hall fell silent as Commander Vexthal of the Zynthian Empire posed what seemed like a routine question to the human liaison officer. Lieutenant Chen, the towering reptilian instructor began, his scales shimmering under the artificial lights. We have studied your species' combat effectiveness for 3 cycles now. Your soldiers demonstrate remarkable adaptability and emotional resilience under pressure. We must know, at what age do humans begin military conditioning of their young? Lieutenant Sarah Chen straightened in her seat, surrounded by 200 alien cadets from 17 different species. Every translator in the room hummed softly, waiting for her response. We don't, she said simply. A wave of confused chittering, clicking, and harmonics rippled through the audience. Commander Vexthal's inner eyelids blinked twice, a sign of deep confusion among his kind. Impossible, interjected Instructor Cormath, a crystalline being whose voice resonated like struck glass. Human children must undergo tactical training, pain conditioning, fear suppression protocols. Your species produces the most psychologically robust warriors in known space. This cannot occur naturally. Chen smiled, though she knew most species in the room would interpret it as a threat display. If you'd like, I can show you how human children actually spend their developmental years. Please do, Vexthal said, gesturing to the central holographic projector. We are eager to understand your methods. Chen uploaded a data chip she'd prepared for cultural exchange purposes. I should warn you, this might be surprising. The first footage showed a human playground. Dozens of small humans, none taller than a meter, ran chaotically in all directions. They climbed structures that seemed designed to cause falls, swung from bars suspended at dangerous heights, and threw themselves down metal slides at reckless speeds. This is a combat obstacle course? Asked a Vrelian officer, her fur bristling with interest. No, Chen replied. This is called recess. It's a break period during their education. They do this for fun. The footage continued. A small human fell from a climbing structure, landing hard on the surface below. Several cadets gasped. Some species present couldn't survive such an impact. But the human child simply stood up, assessed her scraped knee with clinical detachment, and climbed again. The child is injured but continues training, Cormath observed. Admirable discipline. No discipline involved, Chen corrected. No adult told her to continue. She just wanted to. The next clip showed human children engaged in what Chen called sports. The alien soldiers watched in growing horror as small humans collided at full speed, fell repeatedly, and subjected themselves to physical exhaustion, all while displaying what could only be described as joy. A Delphian cadet, whose species was raised in zero-gravity nurseries to prevent any physical stress, looked ill. This seems cruel. Chen switched to another video. This is called a spelling bee. The footage showed a young human standing alone on a stage before hundreds of observers. The child was visibly shaking, sweat beading on her forehead. She's terrified, Vexthal noted. Is this fear conditioning? It's a competition to spell words correctly, Chen explained. She volunteered for this. Volunteered? For public evaluation and potential failure? The commander's translator struggled with the concept. The human child in the video misspelled a word. Her face contorted, not with fear of punishment, but with disappointment in herself. She walked off stage with dignity, and the camera caught her family embracing her, telling her they were proud. She failed but receives positive reinforcement. Cormath's crystalline structure pulsed with confusion. How does this create warriors? Chen pulled up more footage. Human children learning to ride bicycles, falling dozens of times before succeeding. Human teenagers giving presentations despite obvious anxiety. Young humans trying out for teams, facing rejection and trying again. Children helping smaller children, protecting them from bullies without adult intervention. You let them fail, Vexthal said slowly, understanding beginning to dawn. You let them feel fear, experience pain, face rejection, but in controlled amounts. And they choose to keep trying. Exactly, Chen said. We don't train our children for war. We raise them in an environment where they learn that failure isn't fatal, that fear is conquerable, that pain is temporary, and that trying again is always an option. She pulled up one final video, a human father teaching his daughter to swim. The child was afraid, clinging to the pool's edge. The father didn't force her. He simply waited in the water, arms open, encouraging. It took 15 minutes, but eventually the child let go and swam to her father's arms. The look of pride and joy on both their faces transcended species barriers. When humans reach military age, Chen continued, they've already spent 18 years learning that they can overcome fear, survive failure, and persist through pain. They've learned it not through forced conditioning, but through thousands of small choices to try again. They've learned to trust themselves. The lecture hall remained silent for a long moment. I don't understand, a young Xinthian cadet finally said, his voice breaking slightly. Our hatchlings are kept in safety pods until maturity. We shield them from all harm, all stress, but we are not as strong as humans in battle. Why? Chen looked at the young alien with compassion. Because by the time we're adults, we've already proven to ourselves 1,000 times that we can survive hard things. Your people never get that chance. Commander Vexthal's scales had shifted to a deep blue. A color Chen had learned indicated profound emotion in his species. We asked how you train your warriors, he said quietly. You've shown us that you don't train warriors at all. You raise survivors who choose to fight. As the lecture ended and cadets filed out in contemplative silence, Chen noticed several of the alien soldiers exhibiting signs of distress in their respective species. Vexthal approached her privately. Lieutenant, he said, I have sent a recommendation to the Galactic Council. I believe many species have erred in our approach to child rearing. We have mistaken protection for preparation. His scales rippled with what she now recognized as sadness. We thought you made your children hard. We didn't understand that you made them resilient. There is a difference. Chen nodded, thinking of her own daughter back on Earth, probably falling off her bike and getting back on right now. Yes, Commander. There is.